you should do is walk 1,500 miles across burning desert wasteland and take your lives into your hands by crossing through areas where there's drug dealers and coyotes and all manner of scumbags waiting to take advantage of you. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and come here with no water, as often is the case, and risk your life on land. That's fine. How many thousands of people have died in the Texas and Arizona deserts trying to get here from, Mexico and crossing the border illegally? It's a lot. A lot. But don't come here by sea. Don't risk your life by sea. You won't be allowed in. Wow. So, yeah, flood across illegally. Flood across our borders by the millions if you're coming by land. But if you come by sea, forget it. We're going to send you to a third country, maybe Canada, or we'll send you to Mexico. You can stay there.
Yeah, now, if the Cubans who were part of this uprising, if they were wanting handouts and they wanted to leech off of the system.
Yeah, and they want to vote for Democrats.
Right, then it's going to be a different tune.
Because what could possibly be the reason for such an obvious and very strange difference in the way you're treating these migrants? What could possibly be different? Now, it couldn't possibly be that everybody streaming across the border illegally, nearly all of them are going to vote Democrat. And yet they know that if you're coming from Cuba, you're going to be conservative, and you're probably going to vote Republican. I'm sure that has nothing to do with it. I'm sure that they wouldn't take that into consideration at all.
Why are you even bringing that up?
I don't know. It was silly of me. It was silly.
It sure was.
Yeah, I had a little, a little malfunction in my brain, I guess, for a minute.
These Cubans want freedom.
Yeah, they do. And they understand what freedom is, and they understand what's going on with the left in this country.
And at least the media is doing a good job of presenting their case, right? Like the Cubans, the plight of the Cubans, and right? Am I wrong? Or why are you laughing at me?
You're right.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You're absolutely right.
Like
Reuters.
What about?
Here's how they covered the BLM crowds. You remember the BLM crowds?
I sure do. In the height of the pandemic.
Yeah, they loved the BLM crowd. So they're going to love the Cuban protesters as well. About the BLM crowds, they wrote hundreds of protesters wearing colorful face masks and holding banners gathered in London in support of Black Lives Matter and Black Trans Lives Matter.
Wow.
Okay, so it was a transgender Black Lives Matter protest
in
London, and they loved that.
That's good.
Black Lives Matter protesters marched through central London as demonstrations against racism and police brutality continue.
Yeah, if you're going to demonstrate against bad stuff, it's okay.
Right. Reuters, again, children join parents to participate in Black Lives Matter march in New York.
That's sweet, right?
I'm black and I'm proud. Kids march and protest.
See, look at there.
That's beautiful.
That's good.
From the fields of the NFL to the streets of Minneapolis, taking the knee has evolved into a powerful symbol of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah, crowding around, kneeling.
Yeah. Take a knee from a pariah's protest to global movement.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
And so you say that they're covering the Cuban protests with the same vigor.
Oh, they are, because why wouldn't they? Let's see. Here's what they're saying about the protests in Cuba today. Cuban protests risk exacerbating COVID-19 spike.
Congratulations, Cubans. You're getting the same treatment conservatives get here when they dare to gather. If they go to protest at a state house or something like that, that's the treatment. That's when if Reuters doesn't like your gathering, that's where you're on the right side.
That's for sure. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's so obvious. And there's what explanation could there be other than their political ideology, the way they lean? If they lean left or if they lean right? What other explanation could there be? There's absolutely no reason to discourage Cubans from coming here. In fact, it used to be the opposite. It used to be that if you got here by sea and you made it to land, we granted you asylum. It was virtually automatic. Get here from Cuba, float across on the on a pickup truck part, like, they're a bumper, like a pickup truck bumper. If you make it here, we're going to grant you asylum. You might get eaten by sharks, or you might drown on the way, but if you make it, you can stay. Which is why there's, so many Cuban refugees in Miami, especially, and all of Florida, actually. But now they're telling them, if you make it here by sea, I'm sorry, you will not stay, period. What? Why the sudden 180 on that? Really strange. Very, very strange.
Yeah, and when you got news outlets like Reuters helping out, that's not going to... You remember Reuters was the one after 9/11 that refused to call the terrorists. Remember that? They've always been like this.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, what is that? So the Cuban policy, it used to be if you stand on land, right? And that's why that technicality, Elian Gonzalez was sent back because he was on the boat. Remember the Donato the fisherman got him, right?
Right.
And that's why the Bill Clinton administration said, oh, he didn't make the land. Sorry, sucks for you. Get out. You belong to the communist regime now.
All right.
And then they raided oh my gosh.
Wow.
Good times.
Good times.
Right? And we look back to that decade.
We look back on Elian Gonzalez. Jeez. What a different world it was.
And that was a better time.
Man. Yeah. It actually was.
Yeah.
It actually was.